Welcome to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetype guide. We are diving into one of the most iconic and nostalgic archetypes in the game. Red Ice is a lineup of dragon monsters centered around Red Ice Black Dragon and its many evolutions, fusions, and support cards. This archetype is known for its mix of beatdown and burn playstyles, where it floods the field with high attack monsters, deals massive effect damage, and revives dragons from the GY to keep the pressure going. Red Ice Black Dragon is your classic boss monster that represents the heart of the Red Ice archetype. It's the main card that connects all your plays, and it can be easily searched by the Black Stone of Legend, Red Ice Soul, or Paladin of Dark Dragon. Red Ice Darkness Dragon is your high attack powerhouse that grows stronger with every dragon in your GY. It gains 300 attack for each dragon type monster in the GY, making it a late game beater that scales with your setup. Best to use after you've filled your GY with dragons, but remember, it can only be special summoned by tributing a Red Ice Black Dragon, so plan your timing carefully. Red Ice Zombie Dragon is your zombie tech that fits perfectly in hybrid builds. It can tribute a zombie to be summoned and can revive enemy zombies it destroys. Best to use in zombie Red Ice builds or when running Zombie World, since that makes every monster on the field a potential tribute target. Black Stone of Legend is your best starter card that lets you summon any level 7 or lower Red Ice monster straight from the deck. It can also recycle your dragons from the GY back into the deck to reuse itself. Best to use on your first turn to bring out Red Ice Black Dragon or Red Ice Wyvern. Black Metal Dragon is your main searcher and equipment extender for the deck. It gives your Red Ice monster an extra 600 attack, and when it's sent to the GY, it adds any Red Ice card from your deck to your hand. Best to use as link or fusion material to trigger its search, but you can also equip it with Red Ice Black Dragon for easy damage boosts. Red Ice Wyvern is your revival engine that brings your dragons back to life during the end phase. By banishing it from the GY, you can special summon a Red Ice monster from your GY. No strings attached. Best to use if you skipped your normal summon that turn, but be careful, it only works if you didn't set or summon any monsters. Red Ice Retro Dragon is your comeback card that revives your fallen Red Ice monsters when they're destroyed. It can special summon itself and as many of your destroyed Red Ice monsters as possible. Best to use as a surprise recovery tool after a board wipe, but it's even better in hand when your opponent thinks they've cleared your field. Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon is your most important extender and boss monster rolled into one. It special summons itself by banishing a face-up dragon, and then once per turn, it can special summon another dragon from your hand or GY. Best to use mid to late game to swarm your field and extend combos, especially powerful when combined with Return of the Red Ice or Paladin of Dark Dragon. Paladin of Dark Dragon is your ritual summon option that acts as a bridge between your deck and your boss monsters. It can special summon a Red Ice monster directly from your deck or hand by tributing itself. Best to use early to bring out Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon, letting you start your swarm combo instantly. Lord of the Red is your ritual boss monster that can pop both monsters and spell traps each time another effect is activated. It's a reactive powerhouse that punishes your opponent for making moves. Best to use when you already have cards that trigger multiple effects per turn. It keeps your opponent's board under constant threat. Red Ice Archfiend of Lightning is your Gemini monster that lets you wipe weaker monsters off your opponent's field. Once it's treated as an effect monster, it can destroy all face-up monsters with defense lower than its attack. Best to use once you've powered it up with equip or support cards like Black Metal Dragon, but keep in mind, it needs that second normal summon to activate its effect. Red Ice Black Flare Dragon is your burn damage option that turns battle power into direct damage. After battle, it can inflict damage equal to its original attack to your opponent. Best to use in decks that focus on chip damage and pressure, but be sure to Gemini summon it first so you can unlock its burn effect. Meteor Dragon Red Ice Impact is your protection card that shields your Red Ice monsters from destruction. Once it's treated as an effect monster, all your other Red Ice cards are safe from battle and card effects. Best to use when you already have a field full of Red Ice monsters, giving you strong board protection that forces your opponent to find non-destruction outs. Red Ice Black Meteor Dragon is your modern combo piece that fuels your GY and searches for Red Ice Fusion. It can special summon itself by sending a high-level normal monster to the GY, then later banish itself to grab Red Ice Fusion. Best to use early for setup. It fills your GY for cards like Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon, but make sure you plan ahead since it can't reuse its GY effect the turn it's sent there. Red Ice Soul is your quick response support that helps you extend or react to your opponent's plays. It can special summon any Red Ice monster from your hand or deck when your opponent special summons, and it counts as Red Ice Black Dragon while on the field or in the GY. Best to use as a hand trap for surprise summons, but its burn effect is limited to once per duel. Save it for a finishing move. Gear Fried the Red Ice Iron Knight is your versatile destroyer that combines equip card mechanics with Red Ice Revival. It can destroy equip cards attached to it to blow up your opponent's spells or traps and also revive a Red Ice monster from your GY. Best to use with Black Metal Dragon or Red Ice Fang with Chain, since they fuel both of its effects and turn Gear Fried into a powerhouse. Red Ice Alternative Black Dragon is your alternative boss that revives your fallen dragons. It special summons itself by tributing a Red Ice monster, and when destroyed, it can bring back another Red Ice from your GY, doubling Red Ice Black Dragon's attack if revived. Best to use as a mid-game threat that punishes removal, but remember, it can't be normal summoned, so plan your tributes carefully. Red Ice Baby Dragon is your search and equip engine that keeps your plays going. When destroyed by battle, it special summons a Red Ice monster from your deck and equips itself to it, giving that monster a 300 attack boost. Best to use in early turns for setup, but don't forget, it also searches for a level 1 dragon like the Black Stone of Legend when sent from being equipped. Red Ice Black Full Metal Dragon is your trap-based negator and burn finisher. It works with Max Metal Morph, can reveal itself to set one from your deck and negates opponent effects while burning them based on their monster's attack. Best to use in decks that mix Metal Morph traps with Red Ice support, but keep in mind, it's a boss monster that needs setup to properly unleash. Red Ice Metal Claws Dragon is your support monster that makes your Metal Morph traps faster and more flexible. It can special summon itself by sending a face-down card to the GY, and when summoned, it searches for a Metal Morph trap if you already have Max Metal Morph. Best to use for faster trap activation and synergy with Red Ice Black Full Metal Dragon, giving your deck both speed and control power. Inferno Fire Blast is your classic burn spell that lets you deal huge damage using Red Ice Black Dragon. It inflicts damage to your opponent equal to your Red Ice Black Dragon's original attack. Best to use as a finishing move when you've already summoned Red Ice Black Dragon, but remember, it can't attack the turn you activate this card, so plan your damage output wisely. Cards of the Red Stone is your draw and setup card that fuels the GY while giving you new cards. It sends a level 7 Red Ice monster from your hand to the GY to draw 2 cards, and then you can also send another level 7 Red Ice from your deck. Best to use early to fill the GY for cards like Red Ice Wyvern or Red Ice Spirit, but you can only use 1 copy per turn. Red Ice Insight is your main search spell that sets up both your GY and your hand. It sends a Red Ice monster from your hand or deck to the GY, then adds a Red Ice spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Best to use as your starting move to search Red Ice Fusion or Return of the Red Ice. But remember, it's once per turn, so choose your search target carefully. Red Ice Fusion is your signature fusion spell that brings out your big boss monsters. It lets you fusion summon a monster that lists Red Ice as material, using monsters from your hand, field, or even deck. Best to use to summon cards like Red Ice / Dragon or Meteor Black Comet Dragon, but be aware, it locks you out of other summons for the rest of the turn. Dark Dragon Ritual is your ritual spell for Paladin of Dark Dragon, and it also helps you search for more Red Ice support later on. You can banish it from your GY to add a Red Ice spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Best to use not just for summoning, but also for follow-up plays, since that GY effect gives you extra consistency. Red Ice Transmigration is your ritual spell for Lord of the Red, with extra flexibility for tributes. It can banish Red Ice monsters from your GY to complete the ritual summon instead of just using your hand or field. Best to use in decks that fill the GY fast, like with cards of the Red Stone or Red Ice Insight, so you can easily bring out Lord of the Red. Red Ice Spirit is your revival trap that brings back any Red Ice monster from your GY. It's a simple but powerful way to maintain field presence. Best to use during your opponent's turn to instantly recover a destroyed boss monster and keep the pressure going. Red Ice Burn is your punishment trap that turns your opponent's destruction into direct damage. When your Red Ice monster is destroyed, both players take damage equal to its original attack. Best to use when you're ahead in life points or to finish off your opponent, but careful, since it also hits you. Red Ice Fang with Chain is your equip trap that gives your Red Ice monster both extra attacks and control tricks. It can attack twice and even steal an opponent's monster by equipping it. Best to use with Red Ice / Dragon or Gear Fried the Red Ice Iron Knight, since they can make the most of its equip and removal effects. Return of the Red Ice is your continuous revival trap that keeps bringing back your normal monsters. It can also revive another Red Ice if destroyed by your opponent's effect. Best to use alongside Red Ice Black Dragon or Meteor Dragon Red Ice Impact to maintain board presence, but protect it well, since it's a key extender for your combos. Archfiend Black Skull Dragon is your burn-heavy fusion boss that lets you push for huge damage. When it battles, your opponent can't activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step, and after damage calculation, it burns your opponent for your Red Ice Black Dragon's attack from the GY. Best to use after you've got Red Ice Black Dragon in the GY for an instant burn follow-up, but make sure it's fusion summoned first to trigger all its effects. Red Ice Dark Dragoon is your ultimate boss monster that's hard to destroy or target. It can destroy an opponent's monster and inflict damage equal to that monster's original attack. Plus, it can negate any card or effect by discarding a card, while gaining 1000 attack each time. Best to summon with Red Ice Fusion for easy setup, but remember, you can't summon anything else that turn, so use it wisely as your endboard powerhouse. Red Ice / Dragon is your protection and combo fusion that lets you equip warriors from the GY and gain attack power. It can negate effects that target your cards by sending an equipped card to the GY, and when destroyed, it revives all its equipped monsters. Best to use with Gear Fried the Red Ice Iron Knight or Red Ice Fong with Chain for quick equips and strong defensive plays. Meteor Black Comet Dragon is your fusion that brings both burn and revival in one card. On summon, it sends a Red Ice monster from your hand or deck to the GY to deal half its attack as burn damage, and when it leaves the field, it revives a normal monster from your GY. Best to summon with Red Ice Fusion as part of a burn combo or FTK setup, especially when paired with Inferno Fire Blast for massive damage. Red Ice Flare Metal Dragon is your Xyz boss that constantly burns your opponent for using effects. It can't be destroyed by card effects while it has materials, and every time your opponent activates a card or effect, they take 500 damage. Best to summon early to apply pressure, but it's even more deadly in late game when every activation can finish your opponent off. Red Ice Zombie Necro Dragon is your synchro option for zombie-focused variants. It gains 100 attack and defense for every zombie on the field and in the GY, and when another zombie is destroyed, it can revive one from either GY. Best to use in Red Ice zombie builds to keep field presence and take advantage of your opponent's destroyed monsters. Red Ice Zombie Dragon Lord is your control-oriented synchro that can revive zombies during your opponent's turn. It can also special summon itself from the GY by banishing a zombie you control. Best to use with Red Ice Zombie Dragon or Glow Up Bloom for easy recursion and disruption on your opponent's turn. Darkness Metal the Dragon of Dark Steel is your link monster that recycles your dragons from GY or banishment. It special summons one to the zone it points to, though its effects are negated, and it returns to the deck when it leaves the field. Best to use as a recovery tool to extend combos or recycle Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon, but avoid overextending since it locks you from more link summons that turn. The main goal of the Red Ice is to overwhelm your opponent with powerful dragons and non-stop revival plays so that you can easily adapt your build to focus on fusion summons, ritual summons, or even burn effects for fast duels. The fusion version uses Red Ice Fusion to summon monsters straight from your deck as fusion materials. Cards like Red Ice / Dragon and Meteor Black Comet Dragon let you hit hard and deal burn damage in one go. Or you can focus on summoning Red Ice Dark Dragoon. It can't be destroyed, can negate effects, and burns your opponent for extra damage. A true boss monster that can end duels fast. The ritual version came with cards like Lord of the Red and Paladin of Dark Dragon. You can ritual summon monsters that pop cards or swarm dragons from your deck. The Dark Dragon ritual spell can even recycle itself from the GY for more consistency. Some Red Ice decks focus on pure burn damage using Inferno Fire Blast, Flare Metal Dragon, and Red Ice Burn. These cards punish your opponent for every move and can win the game without even attacking. The best among them is the balanced version that focuses on using Return, Spirit, and Darkness Metal Dragon to keep reviving dragons from the GY. It plays more reactively and wins through steady advantage rather than quick bursts. However, even with all its fiery versions, Red Ice have some clear weaknesses that can slow them down or shut them down entirely. Decks like Sky Striker are difficult because they have consistent removal and can stop key effects. Cards like Widow Anchor easily negate or steal your boss monsters. Necro Valley is a huge problem since most Red Ice combos depend on reviving from the GY. You'll need back row removal like MST to deal with it fast. Cards like Jinzo, Skill Drain, and Red Reboot can disable your trap-based boss monsters and remove their protection. Without their effects, your powerful dragons become simple beatsticks. Super Poly can ruin your setup by fusing away your monsters before you can equip or protect them. It not only disrupts your combos but also fuels your opponent's field. And compared to modern decks, Red Ice can be slower and depend heavily on drawing key cards like Red Ice Fusion or Insight. Without good starters, you can brick with too many high-level monsters in hand. Therefore, the Red Ice stands as a true classic, a mix of nostalgia and raw dragon power. It rewards duelists who love flashy plays, comeback potential, and burning their opponents to ashes. So if you love dragons, explosive fusions, and a passionate dueling style, then Red Ice is definitely the deck for you.